Why does this keep happening? Flashes of electricity breaking the wires that power the LRT. It's called electric arcing, and it's happened at least 3 times last week. Once right here near Lee's station. You saw it in that video, and then twice more at Tremblay and Blair stations. The head of OC Transpo explains how it happens.
Generally speaking, arcing occurs when there's basically a separation between the pantograph of the train that presses up against the wire that gets the power, and there's a gap occurs, and right, so that electricity creates some arcing. So when you have ice buildup, the pantograph is bouncing off the wire, and it creates that gap.
The pantograph is that arm that sticks out of the roof and draws power from the wire. The surge of electricity that jumps over that gap, it heats up the air to thousands of degrees Celsius. It works just like a welding torch, and it's hot enough to melt metal. In this case, the overhead catenary wire. Engineer Mohammed Youssef has another analogy: lightning.
So all of this energy is discharged in no time. So a very huge amount of current in no time is going from the cloud to the ground. It is the same basic principle, same example between the pantograph of the train and the wire coming from the substation.
Electrical problems have stopped the trains before, going all the way back to 2019, just months after the LRT opened. Arcing broke the wires in early 2020, and they snapped at least 3 times in 2022. In at least one case, though, the reason was a literal lightning strike. And then, in 2023, an ice storm triggered a wave of power failures. OC Transpo blamed arcing then, too. And it happened close to the spot of last Wednesday's incident between Herdman and Lee's stations. Is there something about this spot? It's right by the Rideau River, and transit officials have said that creates a microclimate, with more moisture, meaning more ice, and more chances for that pantograph to bounce around. So what has OC Transpo actually done about this problem? After that ice storm in 2023, it got its contractors to start treating the wires. They use glycol, a chemical you'd find in antifreeze. They apply it every 2 weeks or so, and this time they had just put it on a few days before last week's freezing rain. So why didn't it work? OC Transpo is asking itself that same question. This glycol has worked again and again through storm after storm, but something, they don't know what, was different last week. OC Transpo is now looking for other solutions, like installing a heating cable right over the wire that keeps breaking. Maybe they can warm it and melt the ice before it builds up. OC Transpo has completed a technical feasibility study on that idea and is now in talks with a supplier. Arthur White-Crummey, CBC News, Ottawa.